The Industrial Revolution was a metabolic revolution. We talk about how slavery financed the Industrial Revolution and supplied it with cheap cotton, but we rarely talk about what actually powered the human beings. Not steam, not coal, but sugar, produced by enslaved Africans in the Caribbean and consumed in massive quantities by Britain's new workforce. This was the hidden engine that enriched those mill dynasties like the Greggs, the Burleys, the Ashworths, the Ainsworths, and the Cromptons. You might think that the only connection white British workers had to slavery was that they worked brutally hard hours spinning and weaving slave-picked American cotton, but the deeper, darker truth is that they were biologically doped into being able to do that work. Their diets were awful. Bread, weak tea, almost no meat. They didn't have the calories to survive 12 to 14-hour days, and Britain couldn't produce those calories. Instead, the factories buying slave-picked cotton were also buying the calories that made their workers function, from the same slave-owning sugar barons who ruled Jamaica and Barbados. Inside the British mills, workers drank 6 to 12 cups of tea a day, each cup loaded with 2 to 3 teaspoons at least of sugar. They consumed 20 to 30 teaspoons at minimum daily, the only way their bodies could sustain the new industrial tempo. And after their shifts, they relied on sweetened tea, molasses bread, and cheap confections as the fastest energy available. Technology and cotton drove the machines, but sugar transformed the white bodies needed to run them. The Industrial Revolution was a metabolic revolution as much as it was a technological one. The stamina of British workers was literally tied to the suffering of African workers being worked to death with almost no food. The surplus calories that made Manchester's mills running were extracted through the starvation and extermination of enslaved people in the Caribbean. Yes, cotton, machinery, timing matter, but the deepest truth is this: the Industrial Revolution and the empire it produced were powered by slavery twice over. In the fields where raw materials and calories were forced from African bodies, and in the factories where white workers metabolized those calories into wealth for the crown and its new industrial oligarchy.